At this year ConFig, Figma just dropped the biggest update ever, packed with the AI agents, motion mode and many more. I don't really care about feature list. What I actually want to know is, can these AI agents do the design job, or it just sounds good for a stage? In this video I'll test the AI agent and see if it actually works. We'll test 5 things that Figma shared in their agent playground file. So let's start. So the first thing we want to test is content edit. So here Figma gave us this example where they have this nice chart page, and the prompt they gave to agent is to add 3 rows of the items to the basket, and this is what it came back with. So it looks really nice, but let's test it. So first thing I want to do is to actually create some design. Okay, so this is the prompt what I got from Claude, so let's just generate it real quick. So this is what Figma got back with, and honestly it looks really nice. So let's now test the first feature. I want to create a component out of this image, and then I want to add 2 more rows of this same component. So let's just give it the prompt. So this is the prompt that I gave it. So create a component out of the product card frame and add 2 more rows to the catalog. So let's see what it got back with. Okay, so this is what we got, and honestly I think it's great. So as you can see, we have a product card. Okay, this is gonna be our main component. All these other cards are component, and now we just have to change the pictures, but honestly it looks really good, and I think that Figma did a great job. So this is the second thing I want to test today, and it's batch edits. So it's just perform multiple edits. This is Figma examples when it says to replace all these cards with a component they gave it. So that's what we did pretty much in the first one. What I'll do, I'll just copy this, and then I'll set to just change the product pictures with the real hoodies. So let's create a prompt and test that thing. Okay, so this is the prompt I want to give it. So replace the images with actual hoodie photos. Show 5 hoodies, 1 black, 1 red, 1 purple, 1 white. Each should be this on different Okay, so let's see what we got. Okay, so this is what we got. It honestly looks pretty good, even though the images are not the best, but it did what we said to him. So yeah, I'm honestly surprised that it looks this nice. Even okay, this picture is maybe not the best, but overall it's really good. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so the next thing we want to test is systematization. So what it says that Figma can extract the colors and create variables for them. So this is what Figma example is. They use this screen to extract the core colors from the screen, and from them to build out the color variable scales from 0 to 1000 in increments of 100. So this is what it got back with, and honestly I think it's really nice. So what I'll do the same thing with this screen. So I'll just copy paste the prompt, and then we'll see what it got back with. Really good. Okay, so this is what it got back with, and honestly it looks really good. So we have our blue colors, our neutral colors, and then our gold colors. I knew that this will understand this as gold and not as an orange color, but honestly it's really good. The only thing I don't like here is that for the grayscale he labeled it as a neutral, and you know, he mixed like the coloring and then the like the color or the brand collection, and then the allies collection would be a neutral, main, etc. So that's the only thing I don't like, but other than that it looks really okay. So the next thing we want to test if AI agent can create design system documentation. Okay, so this is Figma's example. They have a bunch of buttons here, and this is their prompt. Create documentation for this component that map out the different variations and include button components usage guidelines. And it came up with this report that honestly looks quite good. Of course there always will be some changes, but I think it looks good. Of course, it's not full. There are some missing information like padding or etc. But for now, it's really good. So let's test it. So I will try to make a documentation for this for this checkbox component, but I'll see if he can understand both of them. So let's give it a prompt. I'll just copy the same prompt they gave it. Okay, so create a documentation for this component. Okay. Outline, padding, radius. Okay, so let's see what it's gonna create. Okay, so this is what we got, and honestly this is incredible. So it labels everything. So here's overview, here's the size, here are the states. Okay, this state is a bit off, it should be focused, but again I think it did a great job. Then here we have a specification. All specifications are great. I checked them all. Usage guidelines. So honestly, okay, why we have this text like this? Never mind. Honestly, this looks amazing and I really like it, and I can't wait to use it for my company files. So yeah, the documentation part is incredible. Okay, and the fifth thing Figma does is to do a file search and editing. I think this is going to be super useful when you just want to align everything with your design system. When you want to align, for example, corner radius, gaps, font styles, etc. So this is Figma's example. So select all layers with text that's larger than 14 pixels but smaller than 20 and change the type scale to enter. Okay, so what I want to do here, I do some of my old designs and I just change the styles and then the colors for this secondary text as well for this text. So I'll tell AI agent to change the size all secondary / gray colored text to 16 pixels and color them with neutral 300 variable. Okay, so let's see what it can do. Okay, so this is what we got now. So as you can see, all texts are 16 pixels. They are all connected. Even this one, they're all connected to the neutral 300. So it did a great job. Okay, so today we tested a bunch of things, and my overall opinion is that AI agent can be super useful in your workflow, but there's just a bunch of things that I'll do way faster than AI agent. So sometimes I don't see much value of it doing certain things and you're paying just a bunch of credits in order to change the color or in order to add some stuff, but it will be improved through the time. And the one thing for sure, they're great for a design as we saw in the first example, and they're super useful for the documentation, especially if you hate writing down documentation as I do. So overall, I think it's a great update. I really like what I did today. So if this type of content is useful for you, please hit that like, subscribe and share button, and thanks for watching.